What's going on, everyone? So I am back permanently this time, and I promise that I've just gone through a lot of stuff in life, and yeah, life just life me basically. But anyway, that's not important. What's important is today we are going to be fixing a Nissan, Renault, Dacia, the 1.2 Dig-T engines, and as you can see here, it's only done a few thousand miles and it's sub 100. This is timing chain. Why is it failing so early? And in this video we're going to be uncovering that, and we are going to find out the reason why these engines and any other timing chain and wet belt engines are failing as well. So let's dig deep and let's have a look at this vehicle to see what is actually happening to it. It's got a rattle. I don't want to start it anymore because it's just rattling and it scares the life out of me. So let's go and remove that timing cover and find out what the damage is like. To get to the timing chain, we first have to remove everything that is in front of the timing chain cover. In this case, a vacuum pipe and some wiring for the oil control solenoids. Once those are off, we can remove the belly pan of the car and then support the engine from the oil pan. This will then allow us to completely dismount the engine from the chassis by detaching the engine mount. Since we now have a clear view of the timing chain cover, we can start undoing all the bolts that's holding it in place. Not forgetting that we also need to remove the water pump pulley, crankshaft pulley and idler pulley. After that, we can finally attempt to pry the timing cover off. Well, that took longer than expected. So we are ready to remove the timing chain cover now, after I've removed obviously the crank pulley, oil solenoid valve thing for the VVT. That's all off now. Many bolts that I had to remove, we are ready to pry it off, and now we're gonna see what the damage is like. Hopefully it's not too bad for the customer. Hopefully we don't need to replace the sprocket, because if we do, that's gonna prolong the job really, and I don't want to do it, to be honest. But if we have to do it, we're gonna have to do it. We have to do it correctly, don't we? So let's go and have a look. It's coming off, it's coming off. It's just stiff. I know I haven't. That should give enough space. Alright people, let's see what is the verdict on this. Right, I'm fully zoomed in now. Tickle, 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 tickle. The sprockets, they are not too bad. However, it is showing signs of wear. Might be able to reuse it and save the owner some dosh on that. Honestly, there you go. That's the closer look. You can see there's some markings on that. The teeth ain't that worn. I'm gonna decide once the chain is off. My day literally just got much longer. Oh, why? Things just doesn't go right sometimes, does it? Oh god, look at this. Right, VVT sprockets. You can see intake doesn't have any play. Exhaust. So that's slack. You can see that's probably most likely the reason why it's rattling. And then as you can see, it's slack. I should be able to move that if the VVT ain't failed. And this one definitely has. Look, that one, I can't move it an inch, so that means I'm gonna have to remove everything at the top and then sort that one out. Yeah, so goodness me, I have to remove all sorts of pipes, coil packs, blah 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 blah, everything I have to remove, because I can't put it back together. What would happen is if that VVT starts moving, right, when the chain is new, it's going to stretch the chain again, and also it's going to come up with the crank cam correlation code, because it's not setting the timing correctly, because it's not stiff anymore, right? The seals, the apex seals inside it, it's gone, it's finished. So yeah, let's jump in it together, I guess. You can truly hear the pain in my voice, but let's keep going. To clear the valve cover, we have to remove a multitude of parts, including the high pressure fuel pump, coil packs, intercooler pipe, camshaft sensors, vacuum pipes, and the gazillion bolts that clamps the rocker cover onto the cylinder head. Once that's all done, we can finally uncover the valve train. But before I show you that, let me tell you something about soot and how it's causing
modern, economical, eco-friendly modern engines to fail catastrophically. Soot forms during an incomplete combustion of any fuel, diesel or petrol. Bear in mind that soot is made out mostly of carbon particles, which is abrasive when they agglomerate. For now, let's remember that soot is abrasive. All modern engines are fitted with EGR or exhaust gas recirculation valve. The purpose of it is to recirculate exhaust gases back into the combustion chamber, making it more economical and eco-friendly. Bear in mind that exhaust gases are mostly recycled before any exhaust treatment like catalytic converter, DPF or PPF, which means soot will recirculate back into your intake system. And as you probably already know, all modern vehicles are also fitted with DPF or diesel particulate filter for diesel and PPF for petrol particulate filter. Both are designed to reduce emissions and soot in the atmosphere. To regenerate those particulate filters, the engine management system will need to increase fuel output, thus increasing combustion temperature, which means more soot. More soot means more soot in your oil. Soot mixes with your oil through blow-by. This happens when combustion gases passes through your piston rings. Soot then mixes with your oil. All manufacturers like Castrol, Liquimoly and Comma understands this, so they add detergents and additives to prevent soot from agglomerating. However, there is only so much these detergents can do before soot starts to agglomerate and become abrasive. Once soot becomes abrasive, it will start eating away everything that it touches, so that's your timing chain, wet belt, big end bearings, piston rings, VVT sprockets and so on. Chains do not really stretch. The chain links just became a little thinner, making it look like they've stretched due to abrasion. Now, knowing what I've just told you, will you still be servicing your vehicle every 20,000 miles or every 8 to 10,000 miles? Put it down in the comment section below.
Right, you probably already know that is the main cause of your timing chain, your wet belt and stuff getting ruined. So make sure that you change your oil often, right? Every 6 months if you can, right? Every year is good too. Every 10,000 miles is good. Every 5,000 miles is even better. I mean, like, yeah, it's cheaper than getting this fixed, because this is costing my customer over £1,000 basically to get it sorted. Chain rattle. It's only done 60 something thousand miles, and you could imagine if the servicing was often enough, if it happens often enough, then would have prevented this from happening. But these engines are shits anyway. Anyway, we move. Look at this. Look at this. The wear on that is uneven. Same on that corner there. That one, that one. That one is really bad as well, that one. It should look somewhat like that. As you can see, look, it's silver, even wear. Same with that, same with that. That one's fine, that one's fine. These ain't. Yeah, you can see how black it is. So it's really bad. And there, you can see why it's rattling, because this VVT cam sprocket has failed, and that's why it's rattling. You can see it there, it's just moving. Right, so the next thing that we got to do now is basically to put this on time. Make sure that we're rotating it correctly, because the chain is too loose to be going backwards, but you shouldn't be going backwards anyway. Sometimes I do, right? If the chain is good, the belt is good, I'll do that. But if it's like this, no way, no way. Yeah, let's get it timed up. Let's go. Right, time to make you internet people cringe. Look at how much it jumps. Look at this. Well, it's not jumping just yet, but that's the rattle that right there. You can hear it. You can see that. It wants to jump. Oh, good. There you go. You see that? You see that? You see how slack that is now?
That slack is unfortunately caused by the failed exhaust VVT sprocket. Because it's failed, there is a delay for when the sprocket turns. The chain will need to put tension on it before it can even turn. And because of that, the chain starts to jump and rattle to catch up with the intake sprocket.
And that is me turning it the right way as well. So, yeah, that definitely... Oh god, I'm not even sure if it's jumping or what, but it looks like we're not hitting any compression issues. So I think we're okay. I can still turn it by hand, which is good, and I can feel compression too. Ah, yeah, no, that definitely needs replacing, doesn't it? There you go. Thought I'd show you guys. My day just got longer again. The lower sprocket, crankshaft sprocket, that is, it's not looking good either. That means I have to remove the sump, go remove the oil pump. How much more, eh? How much more? But you know what, it's okay, because at least we're doing the job properly, you know? No skipping, no budging, no nothing. So let's keep going, let's keep going.
Removing the sump is easy. Undo all the bolts that's holding it in place and carefully pry off the engine block. Trying not to bend the mating surface because we will be reusing it for later.
Right, so the next thing that we got to do now is basically to put this on time. Make sure that we're rotating it correctly, because the chain is too loose to be going backwards, but you shouldn't be going backwards anyway. Sometimes I do, right? If the chain is good, the belt is good, I'll do that. But if it's like this, no way, no way. Yeah, let's get it timed up. Let's go. I have just noticed something like quite worrying, really. This vehicle takes about 5 liters, I believe. I will have to double check. Well, actually here on the screen, and as you can see there, that's probably about a liter in there, 1.5 liters, no more than that. And I think that's the reason why the chain failed so early. This is a petrol, by the way. This is not a diesel engine, and that's black as anything, so I'm assuming it hasn't been serviced for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna speak to the customer and just let them know the maintenance for these cars, all their cars really, yeah, every 10,000 miles or so, to prevent the timing chains and the internals from getting absolutely obliterated, basically. Right, time to remove the goodness, that's tight as hell. Don't ask me what size this is because I am not sure. Right, as you can see, it's an adjustable spanner. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Just in case. Hey.
Looking at the timing chain kit, it doesn't look too bad. However, due to the VVT sprocket failing, we will be replacing the whole timing chain kit to be on the safe side. Once the chain starts to rattle, it is inevitable that the chain guides, chain tensioner and chain links will have sustained some sort of damage, so replacing it is the best option. We will be using an aftermarket part to replace the timing chain kit, as an OEM kit with the VVT sprocket will cost more than £1,300 alone. Regardless, this customer will still get their 1-year parts and label warranty.
Wow, look at that. That is the finished product, and as you can see, no movement on that. I am trying very hard, believe it or not, but yeah, no movement on that. The next thing that I've got to do is to torque that down, basically the 213mm inside, and that should be our stiggity boo. It's tight. She is tight. 75 Newton meters. You can see just there, that's on time. That one is also nicely timed, and you can see right there that is also nice and timed. This one, the oil pump chain, it doesn't really matter, time or on time. I don't know why there's a marker there, but you know. Time to pull the plug. There you go. Hey, perfect tension. Love to see it. Now then, it's time to put everything back together.
We're finally getting there. The last few steps involve putting the rocker cover back on and all of the connectors, pipes and high pressure fuel pump. Once that's done, we can put the correct specification of oil in there along with OE quality matching oil filter. Using the correct oil and filter doesn't just protect the engine from contaminants, it also increases the engine's performance and efficiency. So choosing Castrol oil and Mann filter, in my opinion, is the best way to guard this fragile engine.
Right, ladies and gents, it's time to get this vehicle started. Now, we have to build some oil pressure in there first before we can actually even turn it on And I hope that there's no valve contact. It's one of them ones, you know, you just you're getting used to it. Like, you've done enough, but it still scares you a little bit. You know, it's an engine job at the end of the day. And what if it clatters? Tuck, tuck, tuck. You finish. Finish. Oh God. And then the customer's gonna be mad at you. Don't want that. Anyway, let's turn this over. Stop blabbing. Sounds good to me. Yeah, singing nicely. She's good. Right, that's oil pressure in there. Now, let's put the coil packs in. And let's see if it's gonna sing or if it's gonna die. 2, 3, 4. Right, moment of truth, guys. Is he gonna start? One click. What can I say? Ah! Made me scared a little bit. I'm happy about that. Very, very happy about that. What a result. It's been a long day, and as you can see, sunlight has run out. Literally, I think it's just dipped below the horizon over there. But yeah, listen to it. See that? Nice and quiet, no misfire, and everything is good to go. So yeah guys, I'm gonna leave my contact details down below, and it's here as well. If you've got a Nissan 1.2 DIG-T that needs a timing chain, do let us know and we will come to you. Just remember that. We cover this area here of England. So if you are ever in that area for a Nissan 1.2 DIG-T, we will come to you, no problem. So, as I always say, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. Tickle, 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 tickle.